Hello, my beautiful subscribers. I thought I'd try something new today. I'm going to give you an overview of the energies for the rest of November through the eyes of human design and astrology. And I'm going to give it in pretty much layman terms. And I'm also going to do a card pull for each one of the energy types. So stay tuned to the end for that. So happy November. One of the biggest transits that's still going on, that's going to continue on, that I really want to spend some time on because I think it's important as we're going through the holiday season, is the beautiful transit and in opposition of Mars. And let me describe it in this way. So pretend that Pluto and Mars live across the street from one another. And they are not good neighbors to one another. Why? Because Pluto is about transformation. It's about going deep. It's about, we've got to figure out the depths of everything. Think about the ocean and how, explorers now are going way down to the ocean and finding all these critters they didn't even know existed, right? That's Pluto. And then across the street is Mars. And Mars is feisty and it moves really, really fast. And it wants what it wants when it wants it. And it's very reactionary. And so you can understand how those two living across the street from one another, well, they don't necessarily play well together. And so this is what we call an opposition, and it can be a little crunchy. And so what I want to offer up is that we are still, and this has been going on, it's been going on since I think, I want to say mid-October. So even through the election, it has been an intense time, sometimes with understanding how to deal with situations that might feel a little abrupt and things that might need for you to recall back in before you speak. So I would say that even during this holiday season, because it can be stressful, right? A lot of us are spending time with family or people that we don't necessarily spend a lot of time with. And so giving yourself a moment to pause before you give some reactionary thoughts, I think, is going to be very valuable for all of us. Pluto really wants us all to take a look at what we're being reactionary to and the whys we're being reactionary to. If we really want to use this transit to grow and evolve consciously, I would say giving yourself a moment to take a lot of deep breaths, to walk away and to go inward and ask yourselves, what is it that is stirring the pot for me, and what can I do for myself? Because in truth, we are the creators of all of our realities. And when we have a moment where we're feeling unjustified or we're feeling overwhelmed with something, we need to step back before we say words, because words can be very hurtful, and we want to just have a peaceful, loving time. So gratitude might be, sorry, I didn't pause my stuff, but gratitude could really be a huge focal point for a lot of people during this time. We got a beautiful flow within the human design, and I'm going to keep that opposition of Pluto on Mars in mind as I'm going through this. But for this week, happy Veterans Day. If you're a veteran, thank you for your service. Thank you for everything you've done for our country. Because on the 11th through Friday, the 15th, we have Gate 43 with this, which is in the Ajna, which is belief systems. It's like having epiphanies and downloads. And so we have that energy available to all of us to kind of play in the experience of different insights, things that could really change how you're doing your business, how you're interacting with other people. This is part of the Genius Freak gate, which means that, sometimes our inner knowing will just pop in something that's really powerful for ourselves. So keep yourself occupied with things on your downtime that are beautiful and really give you some bliss in your life, because I always find that this particular gate loves it when you're occupying that analytical part of yourself, and give yourself some freedom to do some things that are fun for this week. Then we're going to move into Gate 14, and Gate 14 comes out of the sacral. So it's action time, my friends. Action time, and sometimes a little bit more support for other people. I always think it's interesting how some of these gates are activated during, obviously, seasons of like Thanksgiving, which is for some people are great times of expression of gratitude. And so Gate 14 is that energy that will be going from the 16th through the 21st. So it goes through the full moon in Taurus. And this one's going to be, again, about how can I be of service? What is it that I could do to support you and not necessarily me, but it doesn't mean that it doesn't for you. This is a good money gate, by the way. Sometimes when we are in the moments of supporting other people is when almost as if something will slip into your reality because you are being generous enough to help other people. So even when we're feeling that Pluto-Mars opposition, if you can get yourself to a place of like, well, how can I be of service here? And how can I take action that's going to not only benefit myself, but benefit others? That could be very beneficial for us during that week. And again, I'm really simplifying this to make it easy peasy. And with the full moon, you're going to be able to see some things that, again, Taurus energy has to do with money and what you value. And so if you're helping other people see their own value, this might be the beautiful gift that this energy gives for you the second week or the third week in November. Then we hop into the 22nd through the 37th, and happy birthday to our Sagittarius friends, for we're stepping into the Sagittarius energies, which is all about, expansion and learning and knowledge and laughter, fun and travel, extended travel. And we've got it in gate 34, which is really the gate of like wanting to be busy, busy, busy. We're building up to a holiday season, and Thanksgiving is around the corner. So you might find yourself really being activated, especially for you non-energetic types, reflectors, manifestors, and projectors. You're really going to get interjected with getting busy and having that magnetism. It also marks the beautiful Sagittarius energy. So happy birthday to any of the Sagittariuses out there listening. That's going to be activated obviously on the 22nd of November. So happy birthday to all of you. And again, think about what Sagittarius energy is. That's a travel and learning and long distance travel, learning, maybe struggling with hearing insights from other people. And we got to be mindful of that because we still have that Pluto-Mars opposition going on at that time. Sagittarius in general, sometimes hearing the opinions of other people is not something that's really comfortable. They'd rather figure it out themselves. So there could be some sticky situations, and being mindful that your busyness is something that's needed and desired from everyone that's around you. And give it your all, obviously, in your business, because you're going to have the energy to go, go, go. In fact, I think a lot of us at this point in time are always trying to figure out like what's the balance of being busy with the holiday and what's the busyness with being with work. So keeping your balance will be important during that time. And then we're going to end the beautiful month with gate 9 on the 28th of November. And this particular gate 9, it gives us this idea of I support you in seeing what it is of value to focus on or not. Kind of asking like, what's worthy of my attention? What should I be focusing in on now? It feels as if it's going to be a shift, like something else is going to pop up and you're like, ooh, maybe that's the thing. I think sometimes too, after coming off of hopefully a couple of days of pause for a lot of people, that you're going to be able to see what's great to be focusing on as we move out and into the month of December. Now, in all of this too, we also have Saturn going direct on the 16th. That's going to feel pretty good. When we have Saturn, it's kind of the limitation person, it's energy, and it's been retrograde for a long period of time. So for some of you, you're going to feel like you're moving forward again in some projects or some ideas. I don't think it will be a big shift. However, as normally when we feel Saturn go direct, we feel like, yes, this feels amazing. But I don't know that we're going to feel it that intensely this time because it's squaring some other aspects. I'm not going to get into all of that today. So all in all, my spidey senses are saying that this is going to be, it should be a time of more reflection, and then you're going to get some pulses and some hits of what to move on and what new insights. I feel like it's going to be a time where people are starting to adjust, especially in business, what it is that you're doing or offering, or maybe you're going to take a step back and have a fresh overview of it all. And again, being mindful of when we speak, our words have volumes of impressions and imprints on other people. So let's let's always just take a deep breath if we're in a fiery state of mind, giving yourself a safe space to express what you need to express. And sometimes, getting a little bit more physical is also going to help during this whole opposition of Pluto looking down across the street to little Mars. Okay, let's do our readings for the rest of this month. So the generator types would be manifesting generators and generators. It's interesting. I pulled the 10 of Pentacles for your energy for the rest of this month. And this is a really beautiful, positive card. It's about sharing your success. It's about sharing your wealth to those that you love. To me, it has such a family gathering or friends gathering, and just sharing the abundance of what you've got. In some aspects, it's about generosity and giving and building a legacy. I think it's interesting. Today is the last day for people to join the Business by Design for this group. And that's how I view this whole container of this 8 weeks, which are really 13 weeks because we take breaks. But if you're still interested, please let me know on that today or even Tuesday. I could get you in. But it's almost closed. It's almost filled. But let me know if you're still interested in that. So really, you guys have an opportunity to really dance in joy and spend your time in that sacral energy, which is your magnetism, generator types. And when you do, it gives off to other people. This is how you collect people into your aura for what you're selling or what you're promoting or what you're offering. It's the beauty and the essence of who you are as a generator type. Love this card for you guys. It also feels like to me like there's going to be some connections for the generator types. Connections and opportunities are going to come through how it is when you're sitting in your bliss and in your joy and in your like, I'm ready, I'm open, that other people are going to start to notice you and feel your essence with it all. So spending more time in that blissful state of mind in the now will only behoove generators for this month. Okay, the second one I did was for manifestors. You guys received the 8 of Wands, and this is an action. This is one of the biggest action cards that's out there in the wand world. And so to me, it feels like for manifestors, you're going to have an opportunity to really pick up that speed. Not that you guys aren't fast as it is, but making sure that you're being mindful of sharing what your new insights are. It's really go time. It's about falling into this quickening energy and facing things on with the tenacity of, I got this, I can do this, I'm excited about this, and maybe you're going to have some new insights on what it is that you are trying to propose to the world. Remember, manifestors have that big energy, and you're here to give people an opportunity to follow your train, to follow what it is that you're seeing needs to shift, new opportunities, new business ideas, maybe new social movements. Like you've got the energy behind you to do that. The question will always be, but do you as a manifestor have the energy behind that? And this card is indicating you're gonna feel this burst of energy. It's funny when I see some of these cards. In fact, all of the cards are quite energetic, which makes sense because it's funny, it just hit me. It makes sense because a lot of the transits are happening in the sacral center. So that would totally make sense, Michelle. Okay. So get ready for your action steps, manifestors. Don't hesitate on them. Just remember the difference between a preference and an urge. And if you know, you know. Okay. Then we're going to walk into the projector land. You guys got the Hierophant, one of my favorite cards. This one is like, let me just play in my joy. I'm cracking up. Let me just play in my joy. And you know what, projectors, when you guys play in your joy and don't worry so much about work or when the next invitation comes, is truly when the next invitation comes. And the Hierophant is that person who's always like, hey, dude, be your own guru. Do it your own way. I don't have any judgment on it. In fact, I'm just going to sit here and laugh and enjoy my own world. And when I'm going to open up the pathway for anybody else who's ready to join me in this joy and blissfulness. Because remember, you as projectors, you guys give us this opportunity to see things really differently from a higher perspective, from a perspective of like, let's make this a little bit more efficient so you can go play. So the Hierophant is really there for you to say your sacral center that's going to get activated with all of these transits. It's going to be, hey, let's go play. Let's go have some fun. Let's laugh. Let's joy. Let's figure out and give ourselves permission to step away from all of this quote work that everybody's always talking about, and enjoy ourselves thoroughly. Because projectors, when they are thoroughly enjoying themselves, it was funny, I heard a projector at a meeting this week talk about, and I was away at this conference and I was loving every minute of it, and I was getting all of these people joining my membership, and I was laughing because I knew she was a projector, laughing in my mind saying, yep, she was doing her projector style stuff. So listen, you guys have got a lot of energy for that. And then the last one is for reflectors, and yours is the Seven of Wands. Interesting. So projectors, I'm going to say that for you, because you are the world's, like, you show us by how you're feeling, what your actions are, what you're saying, what you're spending time on. You show us what the world is actually experiencing. And for you, it's just time to protect yourself. It's time to allow yourself to have the time to go inward and not worry about the outside world so much this month. Giving yourself an understanding that it's okay for you to shine your light in the way that feels the best and the most secure for yourself in this moment. I'm going to say safety and security for reflectors for the month of November is going to be quite potent for you, because reflectors are always the one that are kind of seeing and evaluating just by being present. I would say reflectors, give yourself time during the month of November to hibernate, to go inward, to do the things that only you love without having to have your radar detector up and on. Take moments to pause and to step back. I'm cracking up. Even for me, I'm cracking up what these cards are saying because sometimes when I do these readings, I get the information as I'm expressing it outward to you guys. So I think those are pretty profound for all of us. So happy Thanksgiving to all of you who celebrate. Sending you all waves of love, compassion, expansion, and knowingness that you're worthy of whatever it is that you're investing your time into. Until next time.